Fragrances that can do just about everything. Don't cost a lot of money, smell great. They work, like I said, they work for everything. That's most guys. Of course, there is the select group that love the luxury fragrances, the more expensive stuff, but that's not who this video is for. This video is for you. You're looking to save some money, you want to smell great, you may be looking for 1 or 2 fragrances that you can put on the corner of your dresser and just spray for everything, and you're going to spend under $50. Well, I've got what I feel are 10 awesome picks for just that. So stay tuned. Starting with one of the best lavender ambroxan, fresh aromatic smelling fragrances out there. It's a compliment magnet, it really is, with Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. The better version of Dior Sauvage. I've always said that. While I do like Dior Sauvage, this is better. And it's cheaper. It's a bit more smooth, refined, well-rounded. The lavender here has a nice, smooth, soapy quality to it with the ambroxan that the Sauvage DNA is known for. Like I said, it's just a little bit smoother. Easy to go nose blind too, unfortunately, but it does perform really well for me. 7 to 8 hours of life on my skin, and this is one of those fragrances that when you walk by, there's a high probability that somebody's going to tell you you smell nice. Now, just because they may not tell you you smell nice doesn't mean they don't smell you and don't think it. Not everybody gives everybody they smell a compliment if they think it smells great. But this is one of those fragrances that no matter whether you're wearing a t-shirt like I'm wearing right now, or you're dressed for an office situation in an Oxford or a suit of some sort, this stuff just works. Cuts through the cold, not so heavy that you can't wear it during the summer. It literally works in every situation regardless of apparel, season, or situation. And like I said, you can find this in most places in the sub $50 range. 40 some odd dollars, maybe a little bit over 50 depending on where you find it. But it's an awesome fragrance to add to a collection, or a great fragrance as a standalone, as the one thing you wear for everything. Again, that's Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. Next is one that not too many people really talk about anymore. It spawned a ton of great flankers, but to me, the original is still the best when it comes to diesel. Only the Brave. Yes, I know it's the cheesy fist with the knuckle ring that says diesel on it, but the scent profile on this one, it's fresh, it's a little powdery. It's got a lovely warm amber smell. There's a little bit of leather here. There's a touch of florals that kind of add that powderiness. I believe it's a little bit of violet, if I remember correctly. It's got a bit of a violet smell. It's a beautiful fragrance. On the synthetic side, sure, but enough performance and density to cut through the cold, yet not so heavy, and still has enough freshness to just be easy on the sprays in the high heat, and you'll be just fine. This is one that you can go t-shirt just like I'm doing. You can, button up a nice Oxford or something, and it won't be not enough. Now, granted, it's not something I would want to wear to a black tie event in the most formal of situations, but it can do pretty much whatever you need it to do, and this is one that smells great to those around you. And it's very affordable. You can find a 75 ml like this under $30. I want to say I paid right around 25 bucks for this 75 ml. Came in a white tester box, but I mean, it's got the cap and everything, and that's all that really matters. There was a time when this was, one of the kings of compliments, the most versatile designer stuff in the early to mid 2000s, 2000 teens range. This was some serious stuff, and I think the scent profile and the performance still pull that off. Just for some reason it lost favor with a lot of people, and I'm happy to sit here and recommend it to you because you're looking for a fragrance that's a little bit different yet still walks that path of being able to do everything and smelling great for a great price. You might want to take a look at Diesel Only the Brave. A fragrance hype beast in this community. I spent $30 on this 60 ml. I believe you can still find them for around that same price. 100 mls, maybe a little bit more. But Mont Blanc Explorer, the designer affordable take on the Aventus vibe. Not a one-to-one copy, not a direct clone, but you can definitely tell that's the route they were going. Beautiful citrus, bergamot, kind of tart, bitter fruitiness, kind of almost a little bit of a smoky vibe, ambroxan type of smell. My wife loves when I wear this one. While I have said in the past that I don't think it's the 10 out of 10 that some people treat it as, but that's just my opinion, as it is with the people that view it as a 10 out of 10 fragrance. That's their opinion. I do think it's a great fragrance though, and my wife made sure to let me know every single time I've ever worn this one how much she thinks it smells good. So there's that. I think she actually likes it more than I do. I do wear it on occasion. I wear it out the shower. I wear it casually, and it's one that works with a t-shirt, and it can dress up just as well. It can pull a compliment or two. It works in every season very, very well. Signature scent worthy type of stuff. The hype is real on this one. While maybe not the greatest thing since sliced bread, it's definitely a fantastic fragrance. Mont Blanc did a good job with this, with twisting it and kind of making it its own fragrance without being too much like Creed Aventus. But you can find this one cheap, and it just works. It works for everything. Get your nose on this if you've yet to. It's Mont Blanc Explorer. Next is my favorite blue fragrance, one of my favorite affordable fragrances, very synonymous with my channel. It's Acqua Essenziale Blue from Salvatore Ferragamo. Versatile. Super, super versatile. Works for everything. Now, it doesn't smell like one specific blue fragrance. It's kind of like it takes cues from different fragrances, like a little touch of Bleu de Chanel in the opening, a little touch of Versace Dylan Blue in its heart. It's got a lot of cypriol oil, some tonka bean and lavender. It's got this nice aromatic quality, but this strong, dense herbal nature to it. It's a little powdery and sweet without being too powdery. And it performs great. It performs great. And look, you can find it when you get lucky. You can get a 50 ml like this for $17 at the rack stores when they pop up. Online, you're going to pay in the $30 to $40 range, which is for a 100 ml, which is absolutely worth it at that price point as well. But it's one that punches above its price point for sure. That's one of my favorite phrases to describe fragrances like Acqua Essenziale Blue, because it can literally do it all for you. Easy on the sprays in the high heat. It'll be just fine because it's a little bit more dense than your average blue fragrance. Spray a little bit heavier when it's nice and cold, like outside right now with the recording of this. It's lightly snowing, and it's going to be snowing for several more hours. Cut through the cold just fine. Has enough strength, backbone, and density to do well in the cold. And this one is not so serious and not so refined, but not so casual and not so laid back at the same time. It can go either way. It'll work in every situation. This can be that one signature scent for you. Like I said, this is an affordable blue fragrance, my favorite personally, that can literally do everything. If for some reason you've yet to get your nose on this, you absolutely should, because it might be that one fragrance you've been looking for. Acqua Essenziale Blue, Salvatore Ferragamo. So Raja Parfum's Elysium Parfum Cologne, the blue bottle. Compliment, beast, super versatile, smells incredible, but it's pricey. It's very pricey, and there's a lot of great alternatives out there for that. One of them being Hugo Reversed from Hugo Boss. 75 ml around like this will run you in the mid-20s. 4.2 ounce around $30, and you can't go wrong. It's a beautiful fizzy and bright grapefruit and fresh woody vetiver combination. This stuff is gorgeous. Citrus fruitiness, inviting, appealing. When people smell this on you, I mean, there's no way they can think, ooh, he doesn't smell good. I just refuse to believe that. This stuff smells too good to be put off by anyone. It's cheap. It smells incredible. It's not too synthetic. It is a great, great affordable designer alternative to Raja Parfum's Elysium Parfum Cologne. I can't recommend this one enough to you guys. They pop up, they've been out at the rack stores here over the last 2 to 3 months. If you see this one out there, blind buy safe and blind buy worthy, in my opinion. You could do a lot worse with 25 bucks on a lot of different fragrances. If you've smelled Elysium before and it's priced out of your bracket and you'd love to find a great alternative, Hugo Reverse does it well. There's never a bad situation to spray this fragrance. The most versatile, easy to like fragrance from Happy Land Studio. This is where I suggest you start before you dive into the multitude of variety of coffee fragrances, the gourmands, the leathers, the spicy, dense fragrances that Happy Land has to offer. Ton of great originals. Happy Land Shameless is a great starting point because it's the most versatile, easy, well-rounded, likable scent that EJ's ever put out. It's my favorite because I like these easygoing scents. I do. It's got the density. It's got this bright orange, slightly bitter fruitiness and citrus going up top. It's got a nice, slightly soapy, aromatic lavender. There's a good dose of vanilla without making it too sweet, and a heavy dose of ambergris that adds this slight salty, aquatic, watery nature to it to give it a little bit of a blue fragrance feel at the same time. It's a little fresh, aromatic, sweet. It's got a touch of some fresh spice, but not much. It's more about this light sweetness, soapiness, citrus feel. It's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I get every bit of 10 hours out of this for as fresh as it is, because I want to say it's right around 30% EJ uses for these oil concentrations. It's in the 30% range. So the staying power is there, and if you want to fill a room, you can just spray it heavy. But the magic is in the trail when you walk by, because it's such a dense oil concentration. That's when people really will be able to smell you if you want to leave it to be discovered. If you want to make a statement, spray it heavy. If you want to leave room for discoverability, easy on the sprays. But this works in the summer, this works in the winter. This works with a t-shirt, this works with a tie. You literally do it all. And you don't have to buy a bottle. You can get just a sample and see if it's full bottle worthy for you. My favorite from Happy Land Studio, the most versatile, it can do it all, is Shameless. A 90s classic. It's bright, it's fresh, it's crisp and green, it's got a nice fresh spice to it. It screams 90s to me more than any CK1, Calvin Klein Eternity, ACQUA de Joe, or Boss No. 6. That being Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. Yes, it's not exactly as it was 25 or so years ago, but this stuff, the ultimate polo style shirt fragrance to me. Because when I smell this one, I always go back to the mid-90s when Tommy was all about the polo shirts with the old logo on the chest before they started using the flag. 90s kids, you know exactly which logo I'm talking about. This stuff's incredible, and look, it's one that I wear often. I wear it to run errands, I wear it to the gym all the time, because if you've been watching me for a while, you've seen this juice level just continuously drop in this bottle. I do have another 30 ml. I do have a 50 ml as well. And when the time comes, I'll never run out of this because it's an all-time great, all-time classic for me personally. Super nostalgic, and it just dresses up so effortlessly, yet still slides right on back into a sleeveless shirt with a hat on backwards if you want to. It just works in every situation. It's not too synthetic. It's not some powerhouse in performance by any means. You definitely have to respray after a few hours in, but it has an originality to it. I don't know any fragrances that smell exactly like this. Supposedly, Montal's Fougères Marine smells like a higher quality version of this. I don't know, I've never tried it, but I'll tell you what, Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger is tried and true. And this literally works any given Sunday, Monday, Tuesday on through Friday and Saturday. It doesn't matter what situation, whether it's a day off, you're at work, you're going to the gym, which I use it for all the time, whether it's in the summer, whether it's in the winter, spring, or fall. You get the point. I've spelled it out as best I can for you. It literally can do everything, and you're going to spend 20 bucks or less. They show up at the rack stores. They're available from a lot of discounters online. Get yourself a bottle of Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. Still my personal favorite Coach fragrance, because Coach Blue I like to wear specifically in the summer because it's so mega fresh citrus. And then Coach Platinum I wore recently, but it's so sweet that it's better for the cooler weather. Whereas Coach for Men can do a little bit of everything. I used to wear this with a suit and tie pretty regularly. It's got a very strong compliment factor to it. It's synthetic, sure, but it's got this very attractive juicy pear kumquat opening, this combo with this nice smooth, almost buttery like suede accord with this amberwood kind of ambroxan warmwood smell going for it. There's that juicy pear. This stuff is so good. It really is. It's going to pull a compliment or two. It's not some beast in performance. It leaves something to be desired for some people. It's like a 4 to 6 hour fragrance for me, usually in the 5-hour range. But the first hour and a half or so is the real magic here. When you walk by somebody, they will smell you. It's refined enough. It's serious enough to where you can pull it off with a suit and tie. Like I said, I've done it many times in the past, but it's easygoing enough at the same time and so mass appealing that you can rock it with a t-shirt. Dial up the sprays accordingly with your situation for desired performance, and you'll be just fine. You can find this one super cheap, and it doesn't smell exactly like every other mass appealing blue fragrance. It smells like Coach. Coach for men. Next, this fragrance is tried and true. It's fresh, it's floral, it's soapy, it's woody, it's clean musk. It's Versace Pour Homme. Has this been recommended to death over the years? Yes. Is it still just as good as it was 10 years ago? Yes. Climate controlled environments, whether they're running the AC or the heat, regardless of the temperature outside, it works. A t-shirt, day off, casual, running errands, grocery shopping, sitting around the house, it works. Going to work, going to dinner, wearing a bomber jacket, wearing a nice overcoat, wearing a thin quarter zip Nike long sleeve. It works. It literally can do it all. There's never a bad time to smell like this fragrance. If for some reason you have not gotten your nose on Versace Pour Homme, it's one of the best ways to start a collection. It's one of the best inoffensive, safe fragrances out there. It's one of the best office-safe blind buys. I've dubbed this the king of the office personally. Even though I know most do Prada L'Homme, I still think this is the best office fragrance if you're looking for inoffensive. It performs a little bit better than average for me. It's been through many formulations and it still smells great. It still performs well. It's got a little bit of soapy neroli going for it. It gives a little bit of a soapy white floral touch. It's such a good scent. It's such a good scent that even now in 2022, it still deserves all of the same love it got in the past. And if you've had a bottle in the past and just didn't rebuy, maybe it's time to add it back to your collection and give it some more run. If you haven't tried it before, get your nose on this. Spray it on your skin. It's so fresh that spraying it on test strips is going to do nothing for you and do not even close to enough justice. Spray it on your skin, spend a little time with it because you might end up needing a bottle. This might end up being that one fragrance for you because it's affordable and it can do it all. Versace Pour Homme. Last but not least is a personal favorite cheapy gem of mine. You can get 100 mLs for 20 bucks or less. 50 mLs like this bottle for around 15. Hell, 30 mLs pop up at the rack stores for around 10 bucks. With Sean John 3 a.m. Does performance leave something to be desired here? Yes. My buddy Justin Copeland, supposedly he told me he gets around 6 hours. I get around 4 hours. I've had people tell me they get around 8 hours. So longevity on your skin will vary. But projection, you can overwhelm with this because if you go to spraying heavy, you might start coughing because this big gigantic fire hose of an atomizer, the best in the game, it just puts out this lovely, gorgeous grapefruit citrus tonic water opening. You get a little bit of leather early, but it starts to come in more and more with this beautiful fig leaf. It's not as juicy as a fig note. The fig leaf leaves a little bit more of a woody nuance to it. A woody fig smell instead of that juicy, fruity fig smell. It's really quite unique for what it is. Like I said, projection can be overwhelming if you're not careful. And longevity, just respray if you need to. If you're the type that keeps a bag with you, keep your bottle with you. If not, maybe a little decant because in my experience, it's 4 to 5 hours. But like I said, I've had people tell me they get 6, 7, 8 hours out of it. So what it's going to do in your skin, I don't know. Only you will be able to find that out. But it's unique. It's fresh. It's bright. It's a little bit of an alcoholic vibe from this tonic water smell. Has a bit of a gin and tonic type of thing going for it with this soft leather. I really love the way the leather's done here. It takes that fresh booziness and brings it back down to earth and kind of really bounds it and grounds it to give it a lot more depth and character. It's a beautiful fragrance for cheap, and it's one that will smell different from probably everyone around you, and you'll probably have spent less money on your fragrance to be unique than everyone else around you. Get your nose on this one. You'll probably have to blind buy it, but you're not going to spend a lot of money. A cheapie that can do everything. Sean John, 3 a.m. Well, that's the 10 that I have for you today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What do you have that I featured in this video? And if you do have some of them, or one of them, or all of them, what do you think about them? And if you don't have any of them, what in this video kind of grabbed your attention and made you think, you know, maybe I need to try that one? Definitely curious on your thoughts. Put that in the comments as well. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the tin that I featured for this video, and you give them a spray now, there's a chance you might thank me later. Have a good one, guys.